this is my second time in Toronto. You know, I was here almost 10 years ago, 2013 September, when I was fighting in UFC 165, and when I fight versus Pat Khili. It was almost 10 years ago, but that time and this time it was completely different, because I remember that time I come alone. I was it was fight week. I was cutting weight, and you know, no language, no English, you know, no. At that time it was very easy to handle fight week because I was not famous, and you know, and now I come back after 10 years here in Toronto, not for fighting, for meeting my people, you know, and amazing feeling.
That's amazing, man. So you grew up in the mountains, and from a young age your father had you training in ways that none of us could imagine. You were swimming in dangerous rivers, you were fighting bears, and you had a kind of a routine that the average young person wouldn't have. Could you tell us what it was like and what you learned from that time growing up?
It was good time, and same time it was not fun time, you know. it was hard life, and even when I moved from village to capital city, it was hard, not because of life, it was hard because of language barrier, because in Dagestan we have like 36, 37 different languages, and nobody understands each other, and this is completely different language, like, and to understand each other we have to speak in Russian language. And because of I was living in a village, in my village we speak in Dagestan language, and when we moved to capital city it was very hard to connect with people. And you know, like some people, they you know, they surprised, like, oh, how you speak like so fast in English, but they don't understand this is my not second language, this is my third language, you know. And I hope they understand my language right now. Thanks.
I want to speak more about your father. May Allah have mercy on him. But he made the path possible for you, you know, and he taught a lot of the community. I know that he was like a leader in the community. He was coaching and training a lot of people. And now you're a coach, and now you're a father. And so what are the things that your father taught you in that time that you carry forward now that you're in the positions that he was in?
Yes, it's like time goes so fast, you know. Right now I become on position what my father was, you know, he was, you know, and he was father, I become father, he was coach, I become coach, you know. It's like crazy. I remember like yesterday I was like kid, you know, I was a student, and the last 10 years so much happening around me, and I think this is like life experience, you know. It's like best teacher, this is life. When life teach you and you learn, and you know, it's like this is very good mix, you know. Everyday life give you some lesson, and you learn, you have to become better, because some people they make mistake and they never wanna fix this, you know. It's good when life teach you, when you see what happening around you, when you can make good decisions. You know, it's like a lot of things happen around me, and yeah, it's like right now I am on position what my father was, you know.
Amazing, man. And I guess moving more into like you as a coach, you have Islam, you know, and you also have Usman, who just won the Bellator champion. He's the Bellator champion. And so, like, you know, what is the feeling of having, like, you know, fighters, especially Usman being your cousin, you know, and having the people that you love and that you know and that you've trained go out there? And what's the difference for you in feeling from being a fighter and being a coach?
You know what interesting? like people call, like example, like Usman is my cousin, but he just born 1998 when I just meet Islam. I think sometimes Islam is more my cousin than Usman, you know. You never know who is your real cousin, you know.
Yeah, we know all about that here.
It's like Islam younger than me, like more than 3 years, and this is we was growing up together, training together all life, and Usman younger than me 10 years, and this is big difference. But even we still train together. I push him a lot, and yeah, right now we have current UFC and Bellator lightweight champions.
Amazing.
And this is amazing. This is amazing. I hear like long time ago when one guy was talking about we here to take over, but we here to take over. And you know what interesting is, like I coach not a lot of people. I coach like people who was around me, like when I was active fighter. It's like this is like maybe 12, 15 guys, you know, and I just on the way to a venue here to arena, I was watching like we like 13 people we have combined win in MMA almost 300 fights, and I'm very happy because of this, because I know it was my father hard work, the way how he invest us, the way how he teach us, the way how he push us, you know. It's like everything right now, even now his legacy keep going, you know.
Amazing, man. It's true what you're saying about how it's never been done before, and in your professional life you're undefeated, and as a coach you're also nearly undefeated. And I guess the question of failure comes up, you know, and we don't see any of your failures because we've only seen you win, you know. And so what are your ideals on failure? Like, how do you deal with failure in your personal life or outside of what we see?
I don't do nothing. I'm just not I try to no stress, you know.
Yeah.
Like if something happen, it's happen, you know. What we can do, you know.
I feel you.
No, I'm not joking. Why people?
All right, I have a serious question.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can coach anyone you want, and I want to know, like, what do you look for in a fighter? Like, what are like kind of the values that you look for, like, you know, when you're kind of identifying a fighter that you want to train?
Like coach or like fighter?
As a coach, like what's the kind of fighter that you want to identify to actually train? Because there's so many people that would want to be trained by you, but what are like some of the characteristics? For instance, basically what I'm trying to ask is, like, if I wanted to train with you, and if I wanted to fight, like, what would I have to do? You know what I mean? In order to, because I'm born in '96. I know Usman's born in '98. I got 2 years on him. You know.
No. First of all, you have to follow my rules. It's not easy, I think, because I don't think I'm nice coach. I'm nice person. No, I'm like I think I'm nice person, not bad person, but like a coach, no, I'm not nice person. And I'm not joking, so. Okay. You guys have to join with our training, then you guys not gonna smile. I know this for sure. Some people, like, when they just join with my training camp, they don't understand like a lot of things, and like beginning, but the way how I watch right now how guys training in MMA, they do a lot of stuff they supposed to not do, you know. You don't need to do like 1 hour meets work or CrossFit, lifting, like this. I told my guys always, if you wanna become success MMA fighter and you like from Dagestan and you know how to wrestle everything like a little bit, you need every day you have to grapple and wrestle 1 hour. If you don't wrestle and grapple 1 hour every single day, this is not MMA training. Okay, if you guys want to do fitness, like around the world, millions and millions girls doing this same training, like you know, they do fitness training. They train too.
I love that. I guess
I'm not finished, man.
You're not finished. Okay.
because it's like if you don't wrestle, like for example 1 hour today, and sometimes I message my guys because I'm traveling a lot, you know, it's like I try to control them, and I message them like, what you do today? Like he say, oh, I was training. Like what training? What kind of training? I was running and lifting. This is not MMA training. You have to compete with the fighters. You have to wrestle, grapple, you know, it's like spar. You cannot just call it like you was training, like if you run like 20 minutes and you're lifting like 40 minutes. This is fitness training. This is not MMA training. I ask you what you do in MMA training. I don't ask you how many times you run. I don't care about how many times you run, you know. And this is very, very important things. A lot of MMA fighters, they make mistake. I know because I've watched, I follow everything, and they will have a lot of fighters train. Like I don't like this.
Now that we're here, can we talk about like fight day? Like what happens on fight day? You know, it's like for those of us aspiring, you know.
Fight day, like for example, like the day before you make weight. And next day, and it's like because, for example, right now, most of the fighters, they cut like almost 10 kilo, like most of them. And 10 kilo is like almost how many, like 20 pounds, 25 pounds. Almost all fighters cut like this. And next day, they gain this almost 10 kilos back. And morning you have to sweat, you have to train a little bit, you have to sweat, you have to feel your weight again. And of course morning when we wake up before breakfast, we train a little bit, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes like this. Then breakfast, go sleep, and that's it. Just stay away from everybody, stay alone. I like stay alone, you know, because people, if you're gonna go and talk with people all day, they take your energy, you know. This is very important to keep your energy. And it's very important to stay alone and stay, if you can, sleep. Like a lot of fighters, they cannot sleep because they wake up and they're very excited about the fight night, you know. A lot of guys, they cannot sleep, but I prefer to sleep. And I prefer to sleep. Even when we come to the arena and we have like 3-4 hours before the fights, I sleep.
And you started the Eagle Fighting Championship, and you decided you weren't going to take any partners. You weren't going to have any partnerships with alcohol companies or gambling companies, and which is incredible, you know. And I guess the question is, as a person that's always kept his integrity, why was it important for you to make decisions like that, not aligning with companies like that?
Because money is not everything. You know, they try to give, they pay good money, you know, it's like alcohol, like bad companies, you know, most of them promotions, they still alive. Let's say like this, like they still alive because of these companies. They pay good money, you know. But I prefer to say no, and that's it, you know. It's like because these kind of things, they kill our generation, you know, new generation, you know, young guys, you know. And I cannot promote this in my platform. My platform, I create this platform only like sport. Like people, like fighters, like athletes, they can come and compete Not like go to the outside when you're strong to smash weak people, you know. No, this is, if you wanna fight, fight inside the cage, you know. And this is competition. This is not to promote some alcohol or bad companies, you know. I don't create this platform because of this, you know. That's why I say no.
I love that, man. It's beautiful.